For once, we have some good news for anime fans, and I gotta say, this is probably some of the best anime news we've gotten in a while. Isekai Quartet Season 3 officially announced just a few hours ago. This is fresh off the press. Not a lot of people are even aware of this, because this is very early in the morning at the time of me recording this, and at the time of this announcement, there's a lot of people that are still asleep and are completely unaware that this announcement was just made. And so we're gonna cover everything that was announced alongside of this, what this means, why this is good news, and everything in between. So let's get into why this is good news. Well, for those that are unaware of what Isekai Quartet is, it is a very unique IP, a very unique property that celebrates all these individual series where they go into the same universe and they just basically interact with each other. Now, some people might think that it might be just for fan service, which in general, that's kind of what the whole point of it is, but the other aspect of it is that it gives hints to things to come. For instance, either lore drops, which we had a lot of lore drops for ReZero within Isekai Quartet Season 1, Season 2, and even the movie, but also some sneak peeks to potentially characters or series that are set to return. For instance, in Season 1 and Season 2 of Isekai Quartet when those came out, there was characters that were introduced that came into the picture, like Cautious Hero, for example. It briefly appeared for some time within Isekai Quartet. You know, we have had multiple different, like, end cards showcasing the characters interacting with each other, as you can see here, that celebrates individual episodes, and basically, it's more or less a celebration of these different series, and it also hints that these series are potentially going to get a continuation of some kind. And so in this case, when I take a hard look at, for instance, like this cover for Isekai Quartet Season 3, one thing I instantly notice, and everybody I think is going to notice, is the top left. Eminence and Shadow. Shadow is on this cover, and this basically means that, for one, we're potentially going to get some form of anime announcement relatively soon because of him even appearing in this cover poster. But also, Tanya being front and center on this poster implies that she's going to have a very active role, and most likely setting up her role for Season 2 of her anime. For those that don't know, Tanya the Evil has had a Season 2 announcement for honestly like a few years now, but we've had basically next to no information on when it's going to come out, or, you know, when it's going to broadcast or whatever. We just know Season 2 is in production of some degree. And with her being front and center like this on a cover, it seems to me like we're probably going to be relatively soon be getting a Tanya the Evil Season 2 announcement. That's my assumption. And with Shadow being in the background as well, I'm assuming we're going to get some form of follow-up as well. Either a movie, OVA, Season 3, who really knows? But I'm just pointing that one out. Another thing is with Shield Hero, or now Fumi, being on the cover too, implies there's going to be some form of information for Shield Hero very soon. And then Overlord 2, another good example, probably a continuation of that, because there's still a lot more content that Overlord can cover, especially with its recent release of its movie. But getting back into the main point, this overall is a very unique franchise, and it's been a while since we actually had an update on it. For those that are unaware, Isekai Quartet Season 2 ended literally back in 2020. That is a long time ago. 5 years ago. Like, the anime community was so different in 2020 in comparison to what it is now in 2025. Obviously, a lot of people might say it's a lot worse, but the point is, as Isekai Quartet, people have been waiting a long time for continuation, myself included. And then there was a movie that came out a few years after that, back in 2022, and this movie was a continuation or a follow-up of Season 2. And if you have not watched this movie, you 100% should. It's a very good movie. But what I'm trying to say is that Season 3 is going to be carrying on after the events of the movie, and I'm going to tell you, man, I'm excited, because honestly, Isekai Quartet is such a unique property, because, like I said, it takes the uniqueness of Isekai, and has all the characters that go into different worlds, alternate realities and stuff, and they're just in the same reality. And it doesn't feel like it's out of place or anything, because individual characters here are all experienced with going into different worlds. So being together and being able to associate with people that have overwhelming abilities and stuff is pretty freaking cool. I cannot wait to see what, you know, Kazuma and Subaru's reactions are to Shadow. I am legitimately curious on that, because anyone that, has watched Eminence and Shadow knows that Shadow is just super freaking edgy, man. Like, he is just, he's a chuny, he is an edgy man. And I cannot wait to see Kazuma and Subaru just react to him, because you know they're going to probably just cringe up just looking at the man. It's going to be hilarious to see. Another thing I am curious about with this announcement, which is kind of sad I don't see Cautious Hero on this cover, which once again, Cautious Hero did briefly appear in Season 2. I do hope that with Isekai Quartet Season 3, we get some form of hints of a continuation, because for those that have never watched Cautious Hero, incredible series that 100% deserves a Season 2. And with these releases, typically they also hint at new series to come, or series that will return, and so they could be saving him behind the scenes, that he might appear briefly or something within Season 3. But I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I wanted to share this news, because this was honestly something incredible to wake up to. I did not expect this, and I'm just like, I cannot wait. Cannot wait to hear these characters in the same room again, communicating, and just seeing kind of updates, because, I mean, a lot has changed since Season 2 and the movie came out. For instance, we have had, like, a new Overlord season, like a movie and stuff. We have had, Season 3 of Re:Zero. There's been some stuff with Konosuba. So, when you think about all this different type of stuff, the character interactions are going to be vastly different. We're going to see some differences, maybe, with the dynamic of characters, because Subaru's going to have a little bit of upgrades, especially after what happened after Season 3. I mean, we might see an incorporation of Garfield as well into, Season 3, more of him and all that. We might see, just interesting characters that were introduced in Season 3, potentially appearing as well in Season 3. So yeah, I can't wait, man. It's going to be so much fun. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Wanted to start the day off with some very good news. You all be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.